Quick, Nick, sit down before the flash goes off.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Suffolk Ram.
I'm bad.
Skazz.
And welcome to episode 40 of the Rounders podcast.
40?
Yes.
What the
40,
fuck are you still doing here, the episode?
40 years old we are now. 40 years old. Gonna quite we out at these. 40 years old.
Time for a midlife crisis.
It is. We're buying a sports car next week.
Cool.
Actually, I did look at minibuses the other day.
What, for the trip?
Yeah, I thought we'd get some minibuses to paint them bright blue and, you know, put Rounders on the side.
What, get arrested as we go through France?
Yeah. I thought so. A little camper van. Loads and loads of batteries for all the laptops. I think that'd be cool. Anyway, so we are all here this time. One of us isn't drunk somewhere.
You sober?
I don't know.
Are you alive?
Hang on, I'm going to close my eyes. Nobody exists.
Shit, we're gone. Damn it, we're corporeal.
We get blinked out of existence.
It's quite literally.
Yeah. I'll edit that in. I'll just film some empty sofa. We'll film a bit of sofa, we'll just add him on it, and that's not in it. I can just blink it out. I'll just cut it out.
Oh, man.
I have the audio still. So
No, because, mate, I can't see myself, so then I'll be here either.
Yeah, but you're aware of yourself, aren't you? You're thinking, therefore you are.
Are you sure?
I'm not there, I don't know, mate. What is self-awareness? Define it.
See, there we go.
Oh, no, we're not getting to stupid philosophy debate now. This isn't the Rand Philosophers podcast.
Is it not?
No,
I'm on the wrong
unfortunately.
podcast.
Philosophy students, I'm sorry if you're philosophy, I'm sorry. You have the most stupidest course in the world. What do you get out of the end? What do you get at the end of a philosophy degree,
Right.
realistically?
Philosophy degrees, art degrees,
You
drama
get
degrees.
Descartes.
And Kant.
I think, therefore I am.
Ipso ergo sum, I think is his Latin translation.
Give her the dick, that's what he normally says.
But yeah, sorry, if you do a philosophy degree, just sort of, you know, get in line at McDonald's straight away and stop worrying about it.
No, you can't get
Nick.
John McDonald's with a degree.
You're religious and you just dissed philosophy.
Yeah.
Same bloody thing, mate.
No.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm stepping out of this.
Yeah, we're not going to get that involved in the podcast. Anyway, we're wasting time, as always. So,
Of course we are, we're talking philosophy, not religion.
game we've been playing. Bard.
Is it me first, is it?
Yeah.
He's
Mate, there's a fucking, like a
He's
42-inch
switched-
show note.
He switched everything around. Like,
No, I moved one line.
I was told I'm full of shit, and so you have to go first.
Right, that sounds reasonable, actually. Well
See,
done,
there you
Nick.
go, fucking...
Come on.
I'm not editing this, so I have no say anymore. That's
No,
what
I'm just going to
that's why
sit
the
here
quality's
and
gone.
be like, no, you can't tell me what to do.
Fine, fuck off then.
We're supposed.
No!
I thought we weren't talking philosophy, and here he is, espousing his philosophical ideals. God.
Come on.
Right, my first game is One Piece Pirate Warriors, which I bought on Steam for
It's like a one-man band.
£40.
£40?
Yes.
On Steam. That means he really likes it.
Yeah, it's the same price as you pay for it on consoles. So
No, that's not a good argument.
That's not the point, man. It's on PC, so it should cost like 50p.
Yeah,
try
it should be cheaper.
getting a Koei Tecmo game on Steam that isn't £40. Samurai Warriors 4-2 just came out, and that's £40 too. Still tempted to buy it. But yeah, One Piece Pirate Warriors, which is the latest it's Pirate Warriors 3 actually. It's the latest in the typical Musou genre, which is obviously like Dynasty Warriors, Hyrule Warriors, Coronation Street Warriors.
That'd be brilliant.
Coronation Street Warriors.
Yeah.
That's next.
I main Roy Cropper, mate. I never lose.
Is there EastEnder Warriors as well? So?
Nah, that's not. They're not hard enough in that.
Well, that killed the conversation.
Yeah, well,
Anything else?
Right,
that you'd
so
like to
hey,
compare to
okay.
the old, dynasties?
yeah, well, I don't know. I don't have the games like Musou games already. It's just like hit square repeatedly and kill as many people as
What's
you
it?
possibly
Is it
can. Sengoku Bazara.
I've got an issue
Whatever
with
it is,
that.
the ninja.
Same sort of thing. Capcom's alternative.
And there's
isn't it?
there was
There's an issue with that.
I have to mention Neptunia one of those as well.
There's an issue with that. Then if you call it on PC, there's no square button. The whole
Well,
square.
yeah. Well, you can put a controller in, Nick. But it's the X button on my controller because I use a 360.
There's an X
controller.
button on my PC.
Yeah, you could press the X key. I'm not sure it'd do the same
He
thing.
starts mashing it. Why doesn't it
Man,
work?
playing a Mushu game for mouse and keyboard, that'd be interesting.
That'd be insane.
But yeah, anyway, it's the third one in the One Piece series, and I have to say it is.
Why isn't it called 3-piece?
Because it's not.
3-piece Pirate Warriors, the Settee edition.
It's not a swimsuit for people. It's not a swimsuit for people with two asses. That's why it's not called 3-piece. One Piece is the name of the treasure. Right, the basic gist of it is it's about a dude that wants to become the pirate king. So he sails across the ocean looking for the treasure called the One Piece.
Okay.
Right. But the game is like a Dynasty Warriors take on well, it's just basically Dynasty Warriors with One Piece characters and following the story of One Piece, but very kind of cut down because the story for One Piece is very long and the game isn't quite as long. But
there's no way in hell can be anywhere near as long a continuing series of over 700 episodes.
But yeah, unlike, I mean, if you remember, I reviewed Hyrule Warriors. Yeah, it's got over 700 episodes.
And it's still going, mate.
If you watched one a day, it would take you 2 years to semi-catch up.
That's why you don't watch one a day. You binge watch.
You binge watch for the
How long
rest.
is each episode?
What was it, about 25 minutes?
25 minutes, yeah.
25 minutes, half an hour.
I've 95 episodes in 2 weeks, so it's all
So
good.
that would take you, brain youngly engaged year now.
Right.
You carry on.
In 2 weeks, 95 episodes, yeah?
Yeah.
So I'm practically 100 episodes in 2 weeks.
Yeah, but you can watch more than that in a day. If you're watching 25 minutes, you could watch 40 episodes a day.
Yeah, if you really wanted to. If you
binge
didn't have
that,
work to do and other things, yeah, you could.
You could have finished the whole series.
Dude, you could have no-lifed it. Literally no-lifed it.
Could have neated it. Could have had a neat life version of it. But yeah, anyway, it plays like the old, the usual Mushu games. Like you have one guy with some generals fighting hundreds and hundreds of trash mobs, and then some other generals. But this one is, I would say, the best Mushu game so far for a number of reasons. One of them is they've added a system. I think it's called the Kaizoku system, and it basically means that you know how you build up your meter in Dynasty Warriors, you could build up your meter to do a special attack. In this one, not only do you build up your meter to do a special attack, at the same time you've got a meter relevant to your Nakama, which are your crew. So each Nakama that you're fighting alongside, I think you can have up to 5 that will do this on a mission. They'll have a separate energy bar, and you can switch between the characters. And when you finish a combo, your Nakama will jump in and help you finish a combo. So they'll you sort of team up with people.
That's pretty rad.
And you build up a little bar as you're doing it. And the more you build their bar up, you can do a special. And when you do the special, you'll execute your usual special move, but they'll execute theirs at the same time. And once you've done one, that character then gets a little tick next to them, and you move on to the next character and build theirs up. But the next time you do the attack, 3 of you will do the attack, the one that you built up. So by the end, when you're fighting the end sort of level general, the idea being you can just pull everyone in and do it, and you get more points for having more people attack. So it kind of spices the gameplay up a bit. I mean, the one problem a lot of people have with Mushu games is they're very repetitive. As in, you are just going from A to B, fighting loads of dudes. And this kind of gives you a little bit more variety in how you fight. It forces you to think, to use your characters, to get everybody built up, and I kind of like that.
In fairness, the foundations of those games hasn't really changed much.
Not really at all.
Warriors.
They are Marmite games. You either love them or you hate them. You either really like I really like them. Yeah, I think they're just good, fun games to play when you feel like venting. You know, you just want to run through and take a whole army out, which One Piece lends it to very well, because obviously you're playing as a crew of really strong, over-the-top characters who can take on shitloads of people at once. So within that Dynasty Warriors vein, it kind of works. This one, I have noticed, manages to have more people on screen than any other Mushu game I've played so far, which is good. And because of the fact that, unlike, say, Dynasty Warriors, your attacks are a bit more out there, Luffy being the main character, being able to sort of stretch out and hit loads of people at once, you can hit loads of people and send them all flying, and they kind of rather than just sort of hitting the ground like they do in regular Mushu games, they crash into walls and stuff now and fall in water and stuff, and I was like, that makes it more fun to sort of hit people around.
They have spiced up the environments.
They have. There's sort of some, like, I know, like Dynasty Warriors had a Lubu character. When you come across Lubu, don't pursue him. You have Hawkeye's Mihawk in this one, who's like this legendary swordsman. So when you're playing on some of the levels that feature Zorro, his sort of storyline is Zorro is like the guy on the ship that wants to become the best swordsman in the world. So he wants to beat this guy Hawkeye's Mihawk, who is currently the best swordsman in the world. So whenever he's in a level, he's generally like 200 times harder than any other enemy, so you have to have a bit more of a problem beating him. But I don't find him quite as hard as Lubu. I managed to beat him first time, so whereas Lubu took a couple of times.
Good old Lubu.
Yeah, it's a neat little game. The presentation is really nice. I love like the I know it sounds like a really simple thing to talk about, but I really like the menus. Everything's colourful. There's lots of stuff. It's got a very manga comic book style feel to how it plays out. And when you're on a menu screen, you'll get randomly you'll get a character from the thing read out the stuff on the menu, like when you're moving through the options, which must have taken a fair bit of work just to get every single character talking about things. It's just a nice little addition.
Anti-aliasing on.
Yeah, they'll go story mode. But it's all in Japanese, like with subs. There's no English option for it. So yeah, they'll just sort of say, here's your story mode. Now, there's only a few modes of gameplay. You've got your story mode, where you just go through the One Piece story. You've got free mode, where you just play any level you particularly want with any character. And there's a mode called Dream Mode, where you just go through like a map. There's a map of islands, and you kind of like Hyrule Warriors had that thing where you go across the...
Like the challenge mode.
Yeah, it's sort of similar to that, but not quite as in-depth. And it just gives you random scenarios where you play with various characters and a lot of stuff. But yeah, whereas Hyrule Warriors kind of disappointed me a bit, One Piece Warriors is actually really good. And it takes some of the stuff, because Hyrule Warriors did do a couple of things right. I really like the dodge mechanic they added in Hyrule Warriors, and One Piece Warriors has that. And it's taken a few various other things, but obviously the Musou style lends itself better to something that has let's take Dynasty Warriors. It's based on Romance of the Three Kingdoms, which is a really long story with lots of characters. Like One Piece is a really long story with lots of characters. So yeah, the Hyrule Warriors thing didn't really work for me so much because of the fact it was working.
I did say about the whole...
Yeah, you've got only a few characters, and it could have worked if they'd have given it a proper story, but they just didn't bother. They just added some extra stuff in it. It really didn't work and didn't really do much for me. But if you're like as a Musou fan and as a One Piece fan, it kind of ticks all boxes really. It's not a bad game. I will say at the moment the PC version is not the best version. It's good, it's playable, it looks really good. The PS4 version is the best version. The PC version, and Koei Tecmo really need to sort this out. It is a bit annoying. Is pretty much the PS3 version. When it's capable of being the PS4 version. They did the same. They did the same with Dynasty Warriors. Dynasty Warriors 8 is the PS3 version, and I was like, "What's the point?"
Did it come out first on PS4, or was
it came out at the same time on PS3, PS4, PC, and no, PC got it later. PS3, PS4, I think, and then what did it come out on? And PS Vita got them all at once. Yeah, it's on PS4. Yeah, 8 is on PS4. Yeah, no, but I'm loving it because I've started watching the anime as well. And I wish I'd started watching it earlier. It's sort of got me into.
Is One Piece Warriors on? What did it come out on first?
It came out everything at the same time.
So it was everything. On the
this
same
one
time.
did, yeah. Pirate Warriors 3 came out on the Vita, PS4, the PS3, and the PC at the same time.
Oh, okay, fair dues. I was going to say then they'd really have no excuse.
No, absolutely, yeah. There's no excuse for it. Koei Tecmo are good in the sense that they are a Japanese company that is attempting to port their games to PC, which not a lot of Japanese companies do. So you got to give them credit there. But people have, since day one of Pirate Warriors coming out, have been bombarding their Twitter with like, look, you need to update this so that the max graphics version is the PS4 version. And they haven't done it yet, so it's like it doesn't bother me too much. I'm not really much into graphics and stuff.
You've already said though that it has more shit going on screen.
Yeah, the only thing it really affects is, for me, the levels look a bit crap. The characters look amazing. All the characters look really well, very detailed, but the levels look like
Muddy.
a little bit. Yeah, muddy is a good word to describe that. Actually, yeah, they do that look very muddy, and I was like, yeah, maybe not so good, but yeah, I'll let it
I might
slide.
have to pick it up on PS4. So we can do a
Consider
side by side.
considering Nick's like reaction there, it's £40. It should really be
As good as it
as
can be.
yeah, as quality as it can be. And if you've got a high, well, I don't even think you'd need a really massively great computer. Well, I suppose you might do for all the characters on screen, but yeah, I don't know. But it should have the PS4 settings. But other than that, really good game. Really liking it. Best Musou game so far until the next Dynasty Warriors comes out, I should think. I really hope they implement some of the mechanics though. Like Dynasty Warriors has a useless jump feature that isn't needed, and they could
It's always been a bit.
switch that out for the dodge mechanic, and it would have been much better. I mean,
It's always been useless.
theoretically they could keep the jump and have the dodge mechanic, but yeah, I don't know. They should just put that dodge mechanic in because it's really good. But yeah, the combat in this game is the best in a Musou game yet, most involved. So,
Most important question when it comes to those kind of games: how's the soundtrack?
amazing, yeah, really, really good. I am surprised it doesn't use any of the soundtrack from One Piece, because One Piece has a really good soundtrack. No, it's got its own soundtrack, but the soundtrack is still really good. Like it's Koei Tecmo soundtracks are always good. You can never really go wrong with a Warriors game. They've always got very good soundtracks. But yeah, it's got its own soundtrack rather than using the shows, which I thought was interesting. But there we are. It is what it is. But yeah, very good. Definitely worth picking up if you're into One Piece or Musou games. If you're just getting into One Piece though, maybe give it a miss for now, because I've stopped playing it so I can catch up with the anime, so I don't kind of spoil the stuff for myself.
Sure.
But yeah,
Does it follow the story quite closely?
it does. But then it is also worth noting that it condenses the story arcs into
a stage.
Yeah, into a
So we're
level.
talking like hyper condensed.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't think it could be a major spoiler.
You could,
to play.
it could be. I mean, there's a couple of bits which spoiled a little bit, but not much. There wasn't enough in it that really bothered me. It because I got the gist of the arcs through playing it, but then when I ended up watching them, I was like, oh, there's so much more stuff going on here that it hasn't really spoiled anything for me. So yeah. But yeah, maybe best to watch the anime first and then play the game.
Do the previous games cover different parts of the story? Or
No, it's all the same stuff. It's just like as with Dynasty Warriors, they've built up, added more characters, and yeah, you still can't play as all the villains yet. You can play as all the Straw Hat Pirates, a bunch of the major villains, but like I noticed Arlong isn't playable yet, and he's like quite a big villain for a story arc, and there's a few others that aren't yet playable. But you can fight them, obviously. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll add them in at a later date. But it's a really neat little game. If you like Musou games or One Piece, you should pick it up. Definitely.
Cool. Fantastic. Well, I've been playing the original, and I mean the proper original, not all the console copies, the original Far Cry.
Ooh. What's wrong with the console copy?
Because they were stupid.
Were they cut down?
Far Cry was made by Crytek, and actually a 7 decent game. All the console version of Far Cry made by Ubisoft in-house, and they basically bastardised what the original game was about.
I hate Ubisoft.
For Far Cry, you start off as a guy, your guy called Jack Carver, who we won't talk about the voice acting. You start off a guy, and basically you've been hired to take this journalist to an island,
Right.
who turns out to be a CIA operative. Spoiler.
You start off as a guy. Does something heroin happen to make sure he's not a guy anymore?
Just shut up. So you go there, and you end up your boat gets blown up by someone with an RPG missile launcher.
Somalian pirates.
No, but they are mercenaries. And so you end up on this island.
I still think
basically
Sid Meier should do that, you know. Sid Meier's Somali pirates, what do you reckon?
Yeah, could do. It's a random bit where you get invited to go to a Belgian film company.
A poor bastard.
I want to know. Well, I've not seen this film yet. I keep waiting for it to come out. It's not appeared yet. So, Far Cry, brilliant little game.
Isn't that Tom Hanks film, Captain Whatever? That's got Somali pirates in it.
Possibly. The reason I say it is because all the console versions of Far Cry, what they did was they took Far Cry and they thought, yeah, let's give them more special powers, and basically justified it by.
Is that the one where they made them all werewolves?
No, I don't know what you're thinking of. Basically, the idea is you really start off online fighting people, and then these mutant things called Trigens. It's all the main crosses again. This mad scientists making this thing called Trigens, which are sort of transgenically creaturey things. They start off as sort of AP things, and they sort of turn and you find out human versions. And he's making all these creatures, and what they do in the console version, they give you some of their powers. They basically turn you.
I don't remember the console versions just being called Farcry. They had a subtitle.
Yeah, that's what they did.
They did. They all had subtitles.
Well, then there you go. Then when you said Far Cry, you had no reason to bring up the console versions at all, because Far Cry doesn't have subtitles.
I think it was a decent version of Far Cry. They 4 consoles got lost out, but I'm the decent version.
I'm not going to knock him because he's dissing Ubisoft, so it's alright.
Yeah.
So, Ubisoft do suck.
I just figured it was kind of pointless, really, considering they had subtitles.
Well, no, but there's a lot of consoles that have subtitles based on the game, but it's sort of like, well, you've sort of ruined it. You've took away the sort of fun part of the game.
So people who can't hear can see what's going on. Look, subtitles.
Yeah. So, and it's ridiculous. It's really fun, really hard. I mean, proper like even on the sort of medium normal difficulty, you get 3 rounds, you're dead. So you have to sort of really be careful. And it's actually interesting how much it's like the later games of Far Cry. So you've played Far Cry 3, Skazz. You know how much that heavily pushed stealth. Although you could go manic, it really wanted you to play it stealthily.
I only played it briefly. I played it manic. I burnt a field full of hemp as soon as I did.
Yeah, that's a fun bit.
Yeah, my mate said, do this bit. I was like, oh, cool, yeah, nice.
Yeah, I've never played those games particularly stealthily.
Yeah, but it encourages you to do it that way.
Yeah, so do lots of games. But
the visual Far Cry, realistically, you have to play virtually stealth. It's very hard to play it running and gunning, because you will get to it. You will. It's more like close to some ways to Rainbow Six or Ghost Recon in some ways, except with mutant monsters. So don't.
I mean, they went in Rainbow Six.
No, they weren't. Strangely enough, Tom Clancy missed out there. Yeah, Tom Clancy missed out there. There was none of the terrorists turned out to be mutant monsters.
I was hoping the Rainbow Six would turn out to be Power Rangers, but live up to the name.
Shouldn't it be Rainbow 7 then?
Into the Clancy Zord.
That'd be amazing. Someone do that, please.
Oh dear.
It's just all black and green and has like nondescript military bits attached to it.
That would be so much cheese, but hilarious all at the same time.
Good on Rainbow 6. Anyway, so what I'm saying is the reason I'm bringing up Far Cry 3 is that it brings a lot of mechanics in Far Cry 3, despite that having nothing to do with the Crytek game, because it's just the name, are actually present in Far Cry. So things like when you approach an island, because the levels are huge, it's like Delta Force sort of levels. The levels are absolutely massive. Each other. It's not an open world, but they're huge. You can just like
mini open world kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's like bits where literally you can look over and wander completely the wrong direction to the jungle off the other side. That's got stuff there which has nothing to do with what your mission you're doing. It's
and die of dysentery.
You can't do that, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
but it still feels like you approach it. But that means you can sort of like when you see an enemy base, you can sort of like try and flank around it, work a different approach to it.
This is by Ubisoft, isn't it? Can you wave a white flag?
No, 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 you can't. Definitely it's more Crytek, which aren't of.
Right. They're not of the surrender.
No, they're not.
People.
They're not surrender.
I mean, there are monkeys in it, but they're not. They don't eat cheese, as far as I'm aware. So you can get your bonus and tag everybody, and then you can sort of use that sort of sneak up people. And you have to really be quite stealthy. It's really quite lovely hard. It's brilliantly hard. I love it, and it's just got still got those really good Far Cry things like anything explodes if you shoot it enough. You can't set jumps on fire. Pretty much. Ridiculously, it's not quite.
Like the Michael Bay School of Physics.
It's not quite Crisis level, but everything is ridiculously colourful. I mean, your eyes will burn out after playing it too much. Everything's so colourful. And that's just a really neat little game. I love it.
If Nintendo did shooters.
Yes, I suppose so.
I remember Far Cry being an incredibly intense mission, like an incredibly intense game to run.
It was.
Time.
Oh, it's a Crytek game. Like Crisis was the thing was the Woodland 1 Crisis. Well, this is what everyone was saying. Woodland 1 Far Cry, and even now when you walk out in the first, because it opens with a money shot. You start off in this sort of cave, and you walk out, and eventually you walk out, and there's just this massive view of this whole island.
Oh, that kind of money shot.
Yeah.
Dude, seriously?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh dear. Anyway, it's just massive island, and at the time, it's still impressive now. Even though it's a bit it's all old.
I was to say, he's gone about them visual novels, though, and it was like, wow, that game opens with a money shot. One not to play in front of the parents, though.
So, and it, as you well, it was quite intense time. It's also the game that would make you uninstall DVD copying software. I think we've talked about it before. If you tried back in the day when I first installed it, it'd say if you'd sent it any form of DVD copying software, you could insist you uninstall it first.
That's Ubisoft, that feel that.
Yeah, Crytek didn't want it in there.
Crack it.
What?
Crack it.
I did.
Crack all Ubisoft games. Anything that forces you to have bloody Uplay should be cracked.
Fortunately, it doesn't have Uplay on it. Fortunately.
Did you install it from disk or
Steam?
Oh, cool.
It's on Steam for a cheap price. I can't remember how cheap. There's currently a Let's Play being recorded as we speak.
Ooh.
Oh yes, and very slowly edited. And that will be appearing on the channel.
Slowly edited? Why? Because you keep getting ruffled every 5
No,
seconds?
I keep getting around to making time to do it. And I keep having to edit out my dog barking.
So if you see jump cuts like every 3 seconds?
No, I just edit the audio. So there's bits where it seems like I'm not talking, I'm playing the game but not saying anything about what I'm doing.
It just like cuts off mid-sentence. It seems like he has a seizure.
No, I cut the whole sentence out. She ruins the take.
Ruins the take.
She does. I keep it real, man. I don't.
See, if he'd seen it, it'd be alright on the night. He'd know. Never work with animals and children, look.
I don't work, but she's just there, barking, imitating me. She's
tape and cable ties fixes.
You should cut that bit and just put it in somewhere randomly. She's just there, barking continuously. What?
That's going to be the line that everyone now cuts out and just puts at the end of random videos and shit.
I have to admit, the first time I ever saw Far Cry 3, my first impulse was, I'm disappointed that this game isn't about the Goonies. Because he was in like, my mate was playing, he was in like some temple and that, and it all looked very Goonies-like. I was like, if this was a Goonies video game, it'd be really cool. Why don't they do that? Just not Ubisoft though, don't even think of it Ubisoft. A good company, make a Goonies video game.
Again, something else I've never seen.
Tap 8 and do the truffle shuffle. It'd be great.
Yeah, something else I've never seen.
You've never seen? You've never had a childhood, Nick. What was wrong with you?
He was born an adult.
I feel
bloody
like
hell, his poor mother.
I feel like that sometimes. I did feel like I was sort of born sort of like already aged like 50.
Benjamin Button, he's growing backwards.
I never used to like playing with other kids because they're too childish.
In 40 years, we'll get him to watch the Goonies. I'll love it. He'll probably be all, hey, you guys!
All my mental faculties have all failed me and left me behind.
I'm surprised that hasn't happened already, considering you've done 40 podcasts now.
Yeah, but I've just got a really good stamina.
I think that's a certain requirement to watch a number of Spielberg films, to be honest. To have lost most of your mental faculties.
Fair enough. But yeah, Far Cry, good game. So if you like a really hard sort of game on a tropical island where you get killed constantly unless you do clever editing.
Joker.
No, the first because you can't.
He cuts out the entire first base because he's literally pulling a Russian.
No,
he's like at the door and then he's outside the door and you're like, yeah, done that. It's good.
No.
Oh, but turns out to be
the
like
first time I die, I leave it in. Because that was
you
it.
can just see him do it and then edit the console closing quickly. Like, no, I didn't do that for the console.
First time I die, I leave it in. I let it stay there. But any subsequent deaths, because you always respawn in the exact same place, I just edit them out so you can't see how when I died as well. But the thing is, because
does your bullet count change?
No, because you go back to your quick your.
Fair dude. So I was going to say it's not like some of the other games.
So you die, then you see the way the game reloads me back to the to the checkpoint.
So it reloads the save, not the.
It moves back to the checkpoint. Then if I die again, I go back to the same checkpoint again. I just edit the one I just done.
I was going to say sometimes in some games when you die and go back to a checkpoint, it doesn't give you your ammo back.
Oh well, no.
That's pretty brutal.
If
I like that.
If I didn't know, so I've noticed it. But I've edited. People don't want to watch you die 12 times in a row.
Oh, I force people to do that, and so am I.
Yeah, I don't.
I've got an entire episode of Army of Two, the first one where me and
That
Chalky,
depends. I was going to say
40 fucking minutes of constant death in one corridor. It was amazing.
there's plenty of Let's Players I'd like to watch 12 times and die 12 times in a row. Not in game, but you know.
like IRL.
But I've edited all that out so you don't have to sit there and watch me die multiple times.
It was a pretty decent shooter. I'll give it that.
Far Cry.
Yeah, maybe.
Speaking of all this respawn and like, that's another old school 80s thing I used to make a game of, Quantum Leap. brilliant thing.
I've seen Quantum Leap, well, a couple of episodes.
Oh my god, he has had a childhood, sort of.
Yeah, I saw a couple of episodes.
Is it because it was sci-fi the title, so Nick's like, ooh, I'll get on to that.
Pretty much.
Quantum Leap was good.
Quantum Leap was a good series. What was the name of his little chap who used to have the computer?
I can't remember.
The little guy, what was his name? Frank?
Might have been.
You're making shit up there.
No, the little guy who used to have the computer, but he had this computer, he was like a contemporary computer that could do everything. The episode I remember is where...
Steve Jobs.
No.
That's what he thinks anyway.
No. Well, he does think
Well,
that
he did
anymore.
think.
Well, I couldn't.
Oh, don't do that. Philosophy, I think, therefore I am. Steve Jobs still exists if you didn't close your eyes.
No, I'm just trying to think. What was his name?
It's on Elvis's private island, to be fair.
In Far
With
Cry.
Lord Lucan.
It's Elvis Part Island in Far Cry somewhere. But that's where you can go off on the map somewhere. On one of the maps you can wander off and find Elvis's private Elvis.
Elvis's private Elvis. Fucking
Yeah.
hell, man.
He has his own way. He's got impersonators, isn't he? He's got plenty of them.
It's fucking broken reality.
Steve
Hang on a
Jobs
second,
and
I
Wig.
just realised something. We should all be Elvis impersonators by now.
Is that how this works? Then?
Well, because several years ago,
Elvis didn't close his eyes, did he?
No, several years ago, someone did a study. The trouble is with that joke, no one knows what
I know, that's what I'm doing, because it's brilliant.
Several years ago, someone did a study and was noticing the increase of Elvis impersonators and worked out by 2014, everybody be an Elvis impersonator. Because the sort of rate of growth of them.
Must have forgot to carry the one.
Obviously so. But,
This
yeah.
one.
Oh, I will say, Far Cry with better AI as well. Trying to get back to the actual game. Had pretty decent AI as well for the time. The enemies would actually flank you.
I'm just thinking of us all respawning as Elvis impersonators now. Shit, I'm an Elvis impersonator. It's all a bit Bubba Hotep.
Oh. But, neat little game. Do recommend it.
It is very popular on Far Cry.
Yes, well, at the time it was revolutionary. I remember first time I installed it, players like, wow, couldn't believe my eyes. How beautiful it looked.
That money shot, that's why he couldn't believe his eyes.
Yeah,
Bloody hell.
Perfect. So, brilliant game. Recommend it. Buy it now. And watch out for the Let's Play. Dear.
Fuck it, I'm going to actually be the neutral one and say it's not my kind of game.
That's practically just being a fucking cheesy surrender monkey, motherfucker.
Deus Ex isn't made by Ubisoft, is it?
No.
Oh, good.
Well, it still sucks.
Nothing wrong with Deus Ex.
I bought it.
Shit, you play. I can't remember you
I bought Deus Ex for £1 because everybody was telling me how good it was. I didn't really like it that much.
Ha fuckers! Yeah.
But my mate was disappointed. He really liked it and he was like, oh, you didn't like it? I was like,
No, because it's shit. I'm gonna, like, that is going to be the be all and end all because I'm not allowed to explain why it's shit so that it can, people can cry about it and say, no, he has no reason. I've got fucking play.
yeah, no, bear in mind I'm sat in the fucking middle of you two. I don't value my life, but whatever, just have that. They're fucking just.
No, I'm not saying to knock Nick. I'm just saying that everyone else will cry because I'm not giving any reasons. Because
I don't
reasons.
think it's the reason you're wrong. That's all I need to know. That's all we need. That's all I care about. You're wrong.
That is the typical. That's the start of a religious war right there.
It's the start of every war right there.
Fuck you, you're wrong.
This because no reason. You're wrong. Week later, all the civilians are dead.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mass graves everywhere.
Got no problem
Elvis
with that.
impersonators, mimes, and white flags all over the fucking place. So,
Not too sure how I felt.
sponsored by Steve Jobs.
Well, fuck now, bud. You're taking this to a whole nother level, son.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to say that because that's really, really horrible. And even I'm not that mean. I'm not going to say because that's where
Hang on a
Steve
second.
Jobs is because, oh shit.
Who put NJ after Wildstar MMO goes free to play? I didn't. I didn't.
The whole of New Jersey, that's who put that there.
I don't remember that.
Don't you remember? You love MMOs, mate. You
Yeah.
love other people. You're the social one out of
Yeah,
us. lot.
that's it. Like the next Far Cry will be an MMO.
Oh,
Can you
fucking
imagine
do it.
Nick could be like,
Do it! Just to piss him off.
I'll find a way to play a single player.
Yeah, he's gonna fucking break the game.
Oh, we wander around there, my girlfriend. There's no one to shoot.
my job's concerned.
That's about.
I can't shoot anyone.
Oh shit, there's nowhere to go.
Actually, it'd be like joint operations. Do you remember Joint Operations? Maybe simply made Delta Force?
Is that about a stoner surgeon?
It's close. It was a bit like Battlefield type game, but huge maps like Delta Force. But you know the original Delta Force had massive maps, a bit like that basically. But you had those people side. It was a setting out sense all jungly areas.
I had a demo of the original Delta Force and it just about ran on my toaster at the time, so I remember about that.
Yeah. Oh, I remember playing Delta Force. I like Delta Force. It was really naff, but quite good. Naff, but good. As I said, Delta Force Black Hawk Down was quite good.
It was all too realistic for me. I was playing Tribes at the same time and I really like Tribes. So
See, I think that's what it comes down to. If you like realism, you like that sort of game. If you don't like realism...
Tribes and Tribes 2 are badass.
See, I can only ever play at war games, realism ones, if they're like medieval or World War II or something. Like anything after World War II, I'm just like
in that range, medieval to World War II.
So not too much of a gap. Really, but,
basically anything after World War II, I'm just like
don't constrain yourself so much, Bard, such a narrow range of fields to pick from.
First person shooter set in the Stone Ages, fucking brilliant.
I was waiting for that.
That'd be good. You are Og. Here's your axe.
Ugh.
Ugh.
That's
Og.
the opponent.
Yeah.
Ugh. Og.
Bash the brains out.
Eat the brains. Develop some sort of disease from eating brains. Die horribly. Sounds like a good game.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's make it on Kickstarter now.
Freeze to death, yeah.
I'll suit Nick.
Oh god, it does sound like a Kickstarter game, doesn't it? Do one thing, get other thing, crappy artistic death ending. Oh, yeah, alright, great. Indie game development for you right there. Better than finding a dildo in the drawer at the end of the game. That's the one that we...
Game of the year, man. Every year.
Game of the year every year.
Since never.
The secret dildo in the drawer at the end, yeah.
Dear God. People I have to work with.
Achievement unlocked.
Let's hear some. Alright then, don't talk about...
Oh yeah, no, we're going to talk about good indie games now, aren't we? Yes, we are.
I was going to say it took a while.
Yeah, because I have recently been playing...
It's 2D shit.
Look, he'll just leave him to play Gone Home. His dildos in drawers and he's opening money shots.
No, 2, 5, 6 colours, it's shit.
Takes some skill, Nick. Takes a bit of skill to play this game.
I reckon what you do to me, to be honest, all the time.
Do it, it's good.
Oh, this will be fun.
Not like a bit of heated debate.
Heated debate will end up with fuck off, Nick.
No. The internet, no. That is not. No, the internet idea of heated debate is saying it's shit. There aren't actually any flaws or finishes.
That's what I'm saying, that's the thing. That's why you have to leave it at
He's
that.
the one that says it's shit.
No, but you have to leave it at that because everyone gets really pissed off. Even if you've got a fucking essay.
I just make crap irrelevant jokes. It just seems to work quite well. Like dildos in drawers and money shots and things. Steve Jobs ghost.
Charging for a game that's about 50 years out of date.
What game's that?
Shovel Knight.
50 years out of date.
It is.
I paid $10.99 for Shovel Knight. It was worth it. Totally worth
money.
it.
You got pwned, dude.
Better than that.
Says the geezer that just bought
that
Farcry.
£1 for Gone Home. God, they should have gone home, really, shouldn't they?
Yeah, for sure. Dude, you actually paid for that?
Yeah.
You fucking nub. What is wrong with you?
You could have bought a real dildo for like £1, maybe. I don't know, off like some market store.
You could buy a real shovel for that price. And have change left over.
And plate mail armour.
Plate mail armour with a shovel.
If I'm going to be a Shovel Knight, I do, clearly.
Get some cardboard and makeup and spray. You'll look better than the game does.
No, I need a bit of plate mail armour if I'm going to be a Shovel Knight.
Oh, talk about your bloody game. Come on.
I'm not going to dig up Steve Jobs.
No,
for fuck's
sake.
Come on,
get on to this fucking game. Come on.
It's not just a game, anyway. If you had read the show, he's broken out.
Oh, hang on, there's a command line prompt appear on the screen. There it goes.
Right, anyway, as you might recall, Shovel Knight was my game of last year, I think. Yeah.
No taste.
Yeah, it was last year.
So I get confused because it came out really late on
Yeah, it was last year.
For no fucking reason.
It was last year. Because, yeah, I really enjoyed it and it just harkened back to the days when games were good and took a bit of skill to play.
When they were shit, you mean?
You can't play games. Get his head around having to bounce on a shovel. Come on, Nick. Get with the times.
I'm at the days when games are basically a blob on a screen.
In with his Microsoft Excel.
And the red blobs have to kill the other blobs.
Yeah, that's good gameplay, that. Red blobs killing other blobs. What's wrong with that?
Nah, shit.
Nick ain't a real gamer because he never got the
I was going to say, you don't want a money shot with red blobs in there, do you, really? That's when things really start to go downhill. But yeah, this is Plague of Shadows.
Just so you know, if that happens to you, go to a doctor incredibly quickly. Or get ready to die.
Or just wait a month, you know. Like,
maybe.
Although, wait until not that time of the month, because, you know, you wait a month, you're going to be back there, ain't you? Square bloody one, quite literally.
Doesn't this depend if you're male or female?
Largely.
Depends on what the money... Look, never mind. I'm not going into the details because it'll just get... Well, no, it can't go any lower. But anyway, Shovel Knight Plague of Shadows, which is the latest free DLC for Shovel Knight, which is practically a whole new game. Near enough.
Couldn't even bother to try to sell it, then no one would buy it.
Get it for free, it's awesome. You don't need to. If you bought the game already, it was a Kickstarter goal.
I wouldn't even consider it DLC, it's just more a patch, isn't it?
It's like an expansion in a way, isn't it?
Sure.
Like, the idea being that when the game was kickstarted, the stretch goals were, if you hit these stretch goals, certain playable characters will be made out of the enemy knight. And the three that got kickstarted were Plague Knight, King Knight, which I'm really looking forward to, and Spectre Knight.
Fucking Spectre Knight.
Yeah, I was a Spectre Knight. Plague Knight's one is awesome. I'm really, really impressed with this. I just thought it would be... The idea I had in my head when they said about it was, alright, it'll just be you get to pick Plague Knight, he's got a few different moves and you play through the game as Plague Knight, is a different skin. Hell no. What they've done is they've taken the game, you do play through the same levels, but yes, he's got different skills. He plays entirely differently to Shovel Knight, completely. Like, he's got a whole different way of playing that's really quite inventive. He doesn't just have his own skills, he's got his own story that takes place at the same time as Shovel Knight. So you get to see stuff that happens through Plague Knight's eyes while Shovel Knight's going on his little quest to save Shield Knight, and it's brilliant. And in fact, I actually like Plague Knight as a character more than I like Shovel Knight, because, well, Shovel Knight isn't much of a character, really.
Is Plague Knight going to get an amiibo?
I don't know, I hope so. Shovel Knight's getting an amiibo, so interesting.
And probably a card, because they know do cards.
Oh, right, do cards as well. But, yeah, Shovel Knight didn't really have much character, did he? He was just basically the dude you play as to save the day. Plague Knight has a bit more character. The idea being that he's trying to collect... he's basically going through the levels and fighting all the Knights of the Order of No Quarter, which he's teamed up with, like working with under the Sorceress? I can't remember what she's called. The
Enchantress.
Yeah, Enchantress, that's the one. And, yeah, he wants to beat them all so that he can gain their... like their element or their it's basically like their sort of ability, and he can put it into a potion. Like, they all have like a thing that he can take from them, and yeah, we'll put into this potion, and everybody thinks that he's a maniacal, crazed tyrant and he's doing this so that he can take over the world, but no, he's just doing it because he really likes a girl and he's shy that she won't like him. Yeah. So he's making this potion so he can make himself really strong so that she'll like him. That's it. That's his sole motivation. So, like, actually, he's actually a really nice dude. He's quite a nice little character. And with a very wicked sense of humour, which I love. So, like, his whole character's played very well for laughs. But yeah, his playstyle's different. He plays... along the lines of he uses explosives rather than the shovel, and what you do is basically rather than unlocking...
Shouldn't it be Explosive Knight then?
No, he's Plague Knight because he throws explosive... He wears a Plague Doctor mask and he has like explosive like test tube things, so he's like a scientist. He makes things that go boom.
I just thought you were going to say something different when you said that, but...
There's no money shots in this game, Nick, alright? And no dildos in drawers. As far as I know, I haven't got that achievement yet. But yeah, you basically he can double jump. He's got like a little double jump move, but then he also has a triple jump, so he can do a basic little, very feeble double jump. It doesn't get you very high, but the idea being, if you hold the button when you throw a bomb, he flashes briefly, not literally. He just goes in a different colour. And if you jump and then let go, he goes up into the air, and then you can double jump. You can do your double jump so that you can send him hurtling across the screen. It's fun. It's really good fun. It's hard at first to get to grips with.
A fucking nightmare on some of them stages.
Some of them stages it can be a nightmare, but when you get the hang of it, speedrunners are loving it. They're just zipping through the game like nobody's business. I tell you something, on levels he is tricky. If you're not good at getting it down, it can be tough. Against bosses, he absolutely destroys them. Like, bosses are really easy. I don't really have any trouble with him. But the idea being that when you go through the levels, whereas Shovel Knight got like relics that he could use as power-ups, you see how Shovel Knight got his relics, and Shovel Knight gets his relics. Nope. Oh. Gifties. Stuff. Oh. Other circles. Nice one.
Thank you.
Thanking yours. Yeah, Shovel Knight gets his relics because Plague Knight collects them in the levels and gives them to Chester, who gives them to Shovel Knight, and Chester gives Plague Knight stuff for the relics. So, yeah, like, you find out in this expansion that Plague Knight basically does all the work behind the scenes, and Shovel Knight takes all the glory. So, no, okay, yeah, well done, Shovel Knight. And when you get to fight Shovel Knight, it's quite cool, because Shovel Knight sucker punches him. Like, you take Shovel Knight out, and then Shovel Knight just sneaks up behind him and cracks him across the head with his shovel. I was like, not very knightly, but yeah, fair enough. But no, this considering it's a free DLC, it's amazing. There's lots of extra stuff here, lots of extra content. Plague Knight has a secret base under the town. When you go to the town areas, rather than going to the town, you visit his secret base, and you can do all the town stuff there and upgrade and get all different various things. It's a phenomenal little expansion. Like, it's basically like having a whole new game. Just, yeah, plays totally different. I'm thoroughly impressed. I haven't seen anything. A lot of indie developers at the moment I have issues with because Steam Greenlight. I don't know if you've seen my Steam thing. My Steam little code is downvoting shit on Greenlight so you don't have to. Because I'll just go on Greenlight and downvote fucking everything. Because there is so much trash on Greenlight. Just people releasing half-assed bollocks that hasn't had any work put into it. And then you get a company like this that will actually go the extra mile, release the game, and then add loads of extra content for free, which is just amazing. I'm really looking forward to King Knight's DLC when his comes out. See what a decadent dandy is like, because I love his character. I'm guaranteeing you they will make us sympathise with him in a way. There's going to be some way you're going to actually go, oh, King Knight's not really that bad, you know, he's quite a... I reckon I'll pull that spin on all of them. Yeah, it's pretty cool. His interactions with all the characters are good as well, because Plague Knight obviously interacts with all the same characters Shovel Knight does, totally differently. So you see all different, the ways they react to him, and he's not well liked amongst the Order of No Quarter. They all think he's a bit of a loon. But no, absolutely fantastic DLC. Lots of extra stuff. Loads of, for achievement hunters, loads of new achievements. Like, yeah, just well worth it. If you've got Shovel Knight, you'll get it anyway, so worth playing. But if you haven't got Shovel Knight yet, it's a damn good reason to pick it up, because you'll be getting lots of extra content for what you're paying for the original game. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. Can't praise that enough, really, to be honest with you. So
2D
yeah,
platformer, and depending on what character you play as, different love story.
Yeah,
there you go.
Indeed, yeah.
I just want to throw in there.
Yeah,
I'll throw in there because I picked up the PlayStation 4 version recently. Because we spoke about it in one of my videos.
I should say, yeah, it is available on all the different formats. So Steam, yeah. PS4, 3DS, PS Vita, Xbox.
I've now got it on Vita and PS4. And I'd originally played it on the 3DS.
Okay.
And if you remember, I fucking hated it.
Yeah, a lot of people...
At least I really got into it. But initially, I couldn't get on with the controls.
It doesn't play very well on the 3DS. Right. No, you really need to put it on a big screen and have a controller.
By playing on the PS4 with a responsive control, fucking ace. Yeah. Just saying. Yeah, I'm not knocking the 3DS at all.
Oh, no. But I don't think a game like that really lends itself well to a 3DS. Like, the 3DS doesn't really have the ability to... When you've got a game where you've really got to concentrate on timing your jumps and your attacks and stuff, you can't really do it on that. Like, and also because the screen is so small, the game like F being a 2D sort of game, the sprites aren't exactly big.
I just felt that my thumb kept drifting up to the analog stick rather than staying on the D-pad on the 3DS, because that's where your default hand position is. Whereas for me,
funny enough, I play Shovel Knight with the stick. I don't know. I've become quite adept at using the analog stick on the Xbox controller. Stick Knight. Let's make it, Nick. Stick Knight. It's got to be 2D there because it's Stick Man.
That's
right. Like that.
I'll claim it's retro and sell it for a lot of money.
I'll downvote on Green Knight. But yeah, no, I've got to say it's awesome. Like, really, really good. I've never seen a free DLC quite that deep and involved before, so yeah, wicked.
Skazz, what have you been up to?
Well, clearly I haven't been able to play any video games, so take a guess.
You've been sculpturing.
Yes,
excellent. What have you been sculpturing?
I don't know. I tried to come up with an exact replica of the world's greatest dildo simulator. Apparently that was Game of the Year every year since it came out.
Good.
What was it called again, Bud?
I can't remember for the life of me. What was it called?
Why bother thinking about that? What have you actually been up to?
I was going to say, well, that game wouldn't run on the operating system that I'm now using.
Oh dear, not on Linux.
Yes.
Disappeared House, that's what it was called.
That's the fucker. Yeah, I've been playing with Linux recently.
Alright, what version?
It's Linux Ubuntu with GNOME 3.
See, when I read that, playing on Linux Ubuntu with GNOME, I just thought you and a midget had been tinkering with a computer. Like.
that is actually how it worked out. That's how it started. You know? It kind of went down.
He's got a little midget, he hasn't got a name, just called GNOME.
Yeah, he's got a beard and a hat. What more do you need?
That's the little geezer that's actually running the operating system inside the computer, not a mouse.
He's a little unicycle.
Yeah, that's it. And the faster he pedals, the quicker the computer goes, which is why my machine's kind of.
Has he got asthma? Is that why you're influenced?
That is why everything's running a bit flaky at the moment. It's a little bit hot in the box, and we ain't got his inhalers, so everything went apart.
So are you having fun with Linux or Linux?
Actually, absolutely love it.
Yeah?
Brilliant. So glad I went for Ubuntu with GNOME 3 rather than Windows 10.
But Windows 10 is the best operating system ever.
Yeah. Just like, Windows Vista was the greatest operating system ever.
What are you running it on?
It's an ASRock B-Box.
Beatbox?
Oh God, here we go.
See, you should have stayed street there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, is that well fat in it?
I'm just wondering, he's either really councillor state, or Nick, are you possibly black?
I don't think so.
I was just curious.
Look,
the people in the video will know our boys, but the
he's
audio.
Trans ethnic.
Look,
he's a black man in a white man's body.
I will say, I have been called racist words online because my surname is Jackson, and of course, in America, Jackson's a very common black name.
Right.
Yes, I have been called racist things. I just sort of normally just ignore it like you should do. I just always ignoring sigh, okay.
They're calling me the king of pop again, for fuck's sake.
Oh, yeah, I had that at college.
You say Shamon more, it'd be fucking awesome.
Shamon?
Oh, God, fuck, that's it, it's over.
Can we talk about Linux anymore? So, So, how powerful is this box?
Right, the small box that I'm running it on ain't very powerful at all. It's basically a Celeron. Now everyone's going to freak out.
So say, isn't that type of lettuce?
Pretty much.
There's a what?
Intel Celeron.
N3000. They're trying to...
Or current of, I'm presuming, because I don't think you can get Celeron.
They're trying to go away from the Celeron kind of branding, because everyone thinks that Celerons instantly suck.
They do.
Yeah, I know, but you can't... That's why they're trying to say it's now the N3000. It's like 3,000
My
watt.
Linux one's on a 386. It's
Yeah.
brilliant.
It's great.
Windows 3000. It's like Windows 2000, but doesn't have that cloud screensaver thing anymore that it used to have. Or the one with the pipes. Why not the one with the pipes there anymore?
It's on there still.
Is it?
You can still
get that shitty maze one.
Yes, you don't. Yeah, I think you can actually. You can download. I think it's.
Might download was like
I
pre-installed.
think you can.
If it ain't pre-installed, they're fucking it up.
But you can get it from the Microsoft website.
Windows 98
Worst
or
thing
95, Utopia sounds thing. Yeah, that was best. I always used to have that just because of silly noise.
I was at the 98 startup noise.
Yeah, how did it go again? Just
And they go.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, dude dying on the piano. Yeah, it was awesome. But I used to have the Utopia one, so I had a different sort of thing. It was like a little jingle, space
I
jingle.
was very special. I had Windows ME at one point. Yeah.
You had ME. I'm sorry to hear that, mate.
Yeah, I know it was terrible. It really was. It was a painful affliction. I oversold that. I oversold a desktop PC as a desktop PC, and we realised I thought that's a very tall desktop PC. What it was a tower PC they put on this side and put the turn the drives round in it. Like, very good. Well done.
Wow, good. Wow.
Mm. We were thrown by the fact the floppy disk drive went in vertical rather than horizontal.
Yeah, probably been a bit more confused if it was like 5 1/4. Fold it in half. There it goes.
Yeah, I've had.
Yeah, look, mate. If I had a quid for every time someone has said like that, does that work?
No.
Yeah,
I'd
sure.
say
Putting a
I'd say-
fucking CD on a turntable.
All I'd
works
say
as
is-
well.
At work, I'm going to do it at work. Some of our computer systems still have to be booted from floppy disk. Yeah.
You still got floppy drives at work?
Yes, and you can't get them anymore. The floppy, the floppy drives where you can't get the floppy disks anymore.
Oh.
So if we lose one, that's it.
Damn.
Mm.
You got backups? Nope.
Well, then this way, the current one we've got has got a sticky label on it which says version 2 in handwritten letters, obviously copied from somebody else. But it'll be funny, if they've obviously gone to someone else, another
Is it in
branch.
crayon?
No, it's in Biro. They also got to another branch and copied it. But it'll be funny, we won't be able to do that now. We'll have to find a computer with a floppy disk drive on it, for starters.
It's in the drawer of obsolete.
Yeah.
Stick it in your Amiga, that'll be fine.
Then you ring up your IT support people and they send you, and you say, I need a new disc, and they send you a CD-ROM. Brilliant. Thank you. Useful. Oh, can you point to the USB drive? Hasn't got a USB drive.
It's a relic.
This thing's
still
so
got
retro, it's got a tape drive.
It's VGA ports all on the back. There's a serial port on there as well.
Fucking cereal?
Don't you dare let anyone give that to a child for Christmas, okay?
Oh my god, he's having flashbacks
Yeah.
on a CPC.
Alan fucking Sugar didn't make your computers, did he, you bastard?
No, he didn't. No, our computers are American.
America.
American.
Doesn't make
So-
it good.
Linux, Luke. What have you been having? In order to make another tangent for me.
Yeah.
So of course, obviously, you can get Steam for Linux.
Yes.
Is there much of a
Can
library
you get
for Linux
Steam on
game?
your computers at work?
No, you couldn't actually. Do you want to
Sure,
know the
yeah.
spec of our computers at work?
Yeah,
They're
486.
500 megahertz processor,
Oh, fucking hell, mate. That's retro.
half a gig of RAM, one in Windows XP.
That's not too bad, to be fair.
Yeah, then it has all everything else on top of that.
Yeah, well.
It's got XP, sort of.
Yeah, what more do you want? It's got RAM and
Anyway, is
yeah.
there much of many games for Linux on Steam?
actually, yeah, quite a few.
I know. So I know there was if you want to be part of the Humble Bundle, you have to have a Linux version. To be in the Humble Bundle, you have to have one.
Interesting.
Because I know I heard of I know as part of a podcast, one of the developers on there, and he was saying before he could put his game in the Humble Bundle, he had to make a Linux version.
Oh, good. Good.
Which is a neat idea, and forced people to adopt it, and more people have adopted it because of that.
Yeah, for sure. Because that is one thing I have found with Linux, and I haven't explained much about it, but we do have a chicken egg kind of problem going on here. No one will make the software for it because no one's using it, but no one will use it because they haven't got the software.
Yeah.
So, but all in, look, the machine I'm using is it's an ASRock B-Box, and it's basically like the Intel NUCs, the next unit of computing things. It's basically one of those, but the only bonus is it's got dual channel memory. So
Wow.
but the NUCs didn't. So you pay an i7 price, but only have single channel memory.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so they basically nerfed them through, through the RAM. But that doesn't. And the weird thing is, the B-Box will actually play 4K video, Considering how considering how weak it is, it will still play 4K video back.
What's the drivers and stuff like on the what's the drivers like stuff like on the ow.
Oh, you're right.
Oh.
There's more stuff.
Yeah, I want to keep editing this, and so it just feels like food, just magic.
Yeah,
Let's point it up.
Oh my word!
Awesome thought.
Awesome. So what's sort of the support like for
More chips.
wait to the break?
More chips. I'm
More
seeing
chips.
what we had in there.
Come on, put it down.
Food.
You're ruining the edit.
Giving you more work, man.
Yeah.
Now you know how I felt.
Yeah. So what sort of support is like for graphics cards? Because that's obviously my thing. I've always been very with Linux driver support for it. I mean, do most of the if obviously you've got a little box with it on. If I was to install it on my PC, do many of the major manufacturers?
Right. So you shouldn't, having an NVIDIA card, have much of a problem. I mean, it's apparently a pain in the ass to get them to work properly.
But do NVIDIA actually produce the drivers for?
Yes.
No.
They're a crappy hacked together version. That's basically the Windows version hacked together to work on Linux, but it works fine.
I'm presuming Linux will use OpenGL, I'm assuming.
Fuck, mate, I haven't got a clue what NVIDIA are doing in their magic cheese that kind of floats in there. I don't have an NVIDIA GPU to run on it, and I'm not putting it on my laptop. So
No, obviously not.
So, but from what I've used, do you remember years ago, back like the days of, I don't know, I've probably been like maybe.
The last version I used was Fedora.
I used before. That was Red Hat. Was one of the first experiences I had of Linux. Right. If you've ever played with Linux and tried to get it to run on
something,
if you're on a desktop, you don't have too much of a problem. If you try and get it to run on a laptop way back in the day, and I'm not talking like really early versions of Linux, I'm talking like, early 2000s, it was a nightmare. Nothing would work. And it's not like you could just pull out a piece of hardware and put in a new piece that would be compatible. So, but now, you can pretty much just fucking install it on anything. You could install it on a toaster. In fairness, it probably already is installed on your toaster. It's pretty quick.
Steam on my toaster. That's awesome.
Yeah, man, it's pretty hardcore. Linux is in everything now.
Gabe's face and printed on the toaster.
It's fairly commonly used in a lot of embedded systems. It's used fairly often now as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you can install. I believe you can actually install. I think I've seen some people install cut-down versions of it on Arduinos.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Could Steam be classed as a cult?
Yes.
Yes. All hell, Gabe. Our Lord and Master.
Oh, Gabe. Yeah, that's why I haven't actually been playing anything.
Because you've been trying to get Linux to run.
Well, it's not that I've been trying to get Linux to run, just the B-Box isn't powerful enough to play any games really hardcore mode.
He's been praying to Gabe.
Yeah, pretty much. I have, actually. Because some
He held aloft his magic sword and said,
a lot of my games actually work on Linux. Just shamefully the machine isn't powerful enough to actually play the fucking things properly.
I don't know, you might be able to sort of like play, I don't know, something like low intensity like Far Cry.
Oh, well, that would fucking easily work, and well, you'll be happy to know that I actually played So You're Being on there, So You're Being Hunted.
Oh, did you?
I got that running on there. Low. The frame rate wasn't great. Like, the difference between low and high wasn't that much. There wasn't that much of a difference.
It's not. It's mainly draw distances that are the big difference in that.
Armello. I've got Armello running on the B-Box.
I need to play that soon.
So, I mean, Armello isn't a game that I need a high frame rate on to actually enjoy.
No.
And it played really well.
Yeah.
I've got tons of other games to play.
Let's play Armello soon.
Yes, we must.
So I can backstab you all again.
Yes, you bastard. Right. But still, hardware support's pretty ace. I'm really enjoying it. I love the way the operating system works. I love GNOME 3. I do not like Unity, which is the standard Ubuntu setup. Yeah, I just don't understand why more stuff doesn't work the way that Linux does.
In terms of, because when I last dabbled with this, it was not something that you could easily go into unless you were reasonably familiar with computer systems. It was not a friendly thing to set up. Is it now at the stage where average Joe could set up a Linux box?
Oh god, yeah. Now you can literally just get a pen drive or a CD. To check compatibility, you can run it as a live CD, so you don't actually install it. You just load the operating system into RAM off the CD. literally, you know how you install Windows or Mac OS 10, you get like literally just a click-through menu.
Yeah.
It's like, oh hey, you put the disk in, do you want to install it? Yes, and then off it goes.
Pretty cool.
And then by the end of it, you get a shiny kind of GUI with little icons and windows and shit like you see from everything else. It is literally to the point where any mup can use it. I mean, I fucking managed to install it, so you know, it's not like I have any knowledge in
We've
computer.
got a sticker ready for him.
And you've also, being a Linux, you have got the beard for it.
Yeah, actually, yes.
It is a system requirement. If you're a Linux user, you have to have a beard. That is a systems requirement.
What are you saying? We're going neckbeard territory here.
It's systems required. You really not quite. You need to have the full Uncle Albert.
Yeah, I know. I had that years ago, but that's kind of...
that is part of it. If you can't, they won't actually let you have the disc until you send a photograph of your beard.
Sure.
That is a requirement.
Canonical say no right off the bat. Where's your beard?
So, and ideally, so those like very old style round glasses.
But I'm 9 years old. Where's your beard?
Exactly. You need to look like you're in charge of you're an administrator in charge of some sort of computer server.
Mm-hmm.
There's a brilliant Dilbert comment, and it's talking about what your business clothes mean. There's this person of like someone sort of suit and tie says, I'm an up and coming manager, worship me. And someone else say, someone sort of an older gentleman in sort of a suit and tie says, I am your manager, worship me. There's this guy who's got shorts on, a t-shirt, massive beard, bald, and his brown glasses says, I'm the only one who understands the computer system, worship me.
Yeah, that's about right. That is about right. I mean, like I say, the early days, I say early days, was the early days for me, Red Hat, about, you know...
Yeah, Roger Red Hat, they were in my early days as well. Good books.
Awful stuff. But now...
Plot was a bit wavy, you know, but...
Then the right drivers installed, obviously.
No, clearly not.
I was expecting a really good whodunit, and I was just like, oh, Roger Red Hat did it. And it weren't even anything interesting, so...
Oh, yeah. So, mate, can you... you probably couldn't really recommend it as a game platform because you haven't experienced it as a...
well, from what I've seen, everything works pretty solidly. I mean, I could use Steam in-house streaming if I really wanted to, if I really wanted to play games.
Yeah, well, SteamOS is a Linux.
Yeah, exactly. It's built on top of Ubuntu, isn't it? So
yeah.
So from that point, I mean, that's one of the other reasons why I went for Ubuntu. It's got the most support.
It's fun to say Ubuntu.
Mm-hmm.
I have been tempted to set up a SteamOS box to stream to our TV in our living room. Stream from my PC.
Not playing no visual novels on Own It.
No. Oh shit. Anyway, who wants to play a visual novel? They're all crap, aren't they? Can't make a proper game. That's what it is.
We should make a
visual.
Gone
Home Game of the Year.
We should make a visual novel that appeals to Nick. It ends with we find a dildo in a drawer.
We've gone from neck.
Oh shit! Not just a dildo in a drawer, a dildo you can augment onto yourself. That is full transitional. What is it? Transhumanism? Fucking hell, we're gone full circle here, quite literally.
Oh, man.
Perfect. So,
a conversation about Linux devolved to dildos.
There's a common denominator in all this. Have you noticed? Do you know, I listened back to the last podcast. We had actually quite an intelligent conversation in most of our podcasts, and then the gnome turns up, and it all goes downhill.
Oh, fucking...
That's what I'm here for, man.
Dragging shit down since forever.
I'm quite literally the spanner in the works.
Do you have any questions about?
No, I think you've answered all my questions for me. So I think
it's all in. It's fucking awesome. If you haven't tried Linux, I wouldn't recommend dual booting it. But if you've got a spare hard drive, just go for it.
Dual booting, is that like dropkick? Shit, don't work.
You drop it and drop it immediately again afterwards, but you must be quick enough to have both legs in the air.
No, it's only one dual boot. Not dual booting, dropkick.
No.
When you dropkick something, you hit it with both feet. Dual booting.
Fucking dual boots and then complain this machine don't work anymore. In fact, if you're using Windows 8.1 or Windows 10, that is very likely to happen anyway. He doesn't realise how true that was. Because seriously, they don't like it.
I need to do like an up and go to Dad's army. Dad's army mode.
Oh man. But yeah. Cracking.
Perfect.
Platform.
Perfect.
It works for games.
Oh look, Nick, it's you next.
Don't ruin the edit.
There's an edit?
Yes, me.
Yeah, because I can't do it anymore because I've got an Xbox.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I've lost going
Oh look,
to
Nick, it's
Linux.
you next.
Troll.
I am so thankful. I don't have to edit anymore. Everything else is there, just nothing to edit with. There is stuff there, but it's not really for prime time. So Nick's doing it. I set
All my
this up.
sins.
I set this up as fucking ace. Suffering for it. Work harder.
Not smarter.
Wildstar, it's an MMO thing. One of them games with lots of people that if you like people you might play, if you don't like people you might do what I do and go on there and troll and just have a laugh like. But yeah, it's one of them big old MMO games that charged a fair bit of money and has now gone free. Reasonably good
Seen the
MMO.
light.
Reasonably good MMO as well, I would say. I baited for it initially, like when it first came out a couple of years ago.
I think you mentioned it in the podcast, did you?
No,
Yes, you were sworn to secrecy.
Yeah, at the time, yes I was. Yeah, I was not allowed to talk about it. Now we're
Because it was shit.
talk about it. It's actually not that bad. It's alright. It's not like
Has it aged better? Has it, like, matured? Probably.
yeah. I mean, it was alright at the time. It wasn't that bad. Like it is probably the closest one to WoW aesthetically in some ways.
Who
But-
made it again?
I can't actually think of the name of this company.
Oh, fuck.
Blizzard
Can't make games anymore.
No, Diablo 2 was their last good game. I think.
Just think.
But yeah, no, I can't think of the name of the company. But the idea basically is
That's not real,
it's
is it?
kind of like WoW-ish, but it's in space, and you've got it's got a sort of a fantasy space thing going on, like not to the same degree as Star Wars. It doesn't really take itself very seriously. It's got a sort of a Western undertone as well, like a Wild Western, Western space thing going on. The idea basically is that you've got these two sides, as you always do in MMOs. You've got two warring sides. You've got the Exiles and you have the Dominion. And the Exiles are the rebel good guys. Here I'm saying it's not that close to Star Wars, but actually you've got rebels and an empire. So yeah, the idea is that these ancient alien race, ancient aliens, all that kind of business, they picked the Dominions. The humans of the Dominion aren't called humans. They've got a specific name, and they're like considered chosen by this race of aliens to rule the galaxy. So any people that departed from that grouping are now considered human because they're of the same race, but they're not considered with them, and they ran off and joined the Exiles. So you got four races on either side. The only one that's on both is obviously humans, but with different names. You've got like Orin on the Exiles, so they're kind of like the cat people, like Neko type characters, and they live in the woods, and they're kind of all druids and mages and shit, and hippies. And then you've got the Granok, who were big rock dudes, so like the Thing from the Fantastic Four, and they're just like they're all soldiers and like big, muscly, hard dudes. And then you've got the Mordesh, who are like some sort of really pompous scientific elven race. But they're all dying of a degenerative disease, so they're kind of like space zombies in a way. And that's the good side. And then for the bad guys of Dominion, you've got like there's a robot race called the Mechai. There's a little race called the Chewer, which are like little fuzzy Disney animal creatures, but evil, really, really evil. Okay. And then you have the Dranok, and they are basically like Klingon sort of race. They're a big warrior race of aliens with huge horns. Yeah, the human ones, which are can't remember their names, but yeah, they're like basically pompous humans that are up themselves and part of some big political empire.
Humans.
Yeah. And
how's that different to reality?
You're basically fighting over this planet called Nexus, which is like the last free domain that the Exiles hold, and the Dominion are trying to take it over. So yeah, you're fighting over this planet, and Yeah, it's very cartoony. It's got a real Saturday morning cartoon look to it. I really quite like the aesthetics though. They make me feel quite nostalgic as a kid born in sort of like the 80s and growing up during the late 80s, early 90s. They have that very Saturday morning Thundercats-y kind of cartooniness to them.
I'd never thought I'd hear anyone say that about.
No.
Okay.
Well, not say like Thundercats, but don't you think it's got like a Saturday morning cartoon vibe from what you've seen from how it looks and stuff?
It's very colourful.
It is very
almost
colourful.
cel shaded.
It is. I really like how it looks. Considering that it's not.
I mean, it isn't, but
it's considering it's not say top par graphics at the moment. It is quite low end, isn't it? Looking or you can see the graphics run on like a lower end.
It's not quite vanilla. Wow.
No, God no, it's nowhere near that bad. But it looks like say a PS3 game as opposed to a PS4 game, let's say. But it looks nice. Like it looks really nice. They've managed to aesthetically make everything. The stylisation is amazing.
Can I mention I've not actually played the game?
No, how it plays differently to WoW, which I think sets it apart and makes it worthy of playing, is the combat system is kind of real time. So where you click on attacks, rather than it being a little timer, you will just do the attack straight away, and you will have like a timer after you've done it. But you know how some like WoW attacks you can't do initially. You have to do other attacks.
So a cooldown period.
Yeah, you do have a little cooldown period. But like, the other thing is that when you do an attack, rather than it just being done like you hit or whatever, you get a little bit across the ground, which will show you where your attack is going, how close you've got to be to hit.
Have to get out,
yeah, you can dodge and stuff, so you can act effectively.
What the hell did they call that? Because Terra did it.
I don't. Yeah, it's got that sort of same thing as Terra.
And Guild Wars 2 did it.
Yeah, so rather than just like
kind of
clicking and waiting, you kind of actually have to move about and stuff, and it's really quite good once you get the hang of it. And
what the hell they called it?
The game sort of works around that quite well. You got about 6 different classes. You got like a warrior, an engineer, a medic, and the medic's really cool because the medic is your healer. But rather than being like a healing class in any other game, it plays at DPS, but like as if you're attacking your allies rather than the enemy. It's really quite cool, and it makes playing the medic really fun as opposed to just being kind of mundane as healer characters normally are. Well, do you find out that healing characters feel a little bit like you're playing a how can I put it? More like you're doing a job than you're actually playing a game sometimes.
Depends on the game.
You have to keep it. Yeah, I suppose a lot of MMOs though it's very mundane. I find playing a healer, whereas this spices it up a little bit, which is
secret
nice.
ones. You could shoot your allies.
Oh well, this is the same kind of thing. Yeah, you take your attack effectively attacking your allies to heal them.
Our healer healed us with an assault rifle. It was interesting.
Pretty cool.
Shooting health into you.
Yeah, that's how it works. You know?
That's an NHS do it these days. You go in, they say, "What's wrong? Feel free." They go right. Shoot some health into you. That's if you need a big shot.
It's like the NRA and the NHS combining then.
Yeah.
Awesome. But you know, considering it's gone free, I mean, I'm not surprised it's gone free because it is the way of MMOs. Like,
yeah, I think the idea of Switch MMO is on its way out.
It was never like a big MMO. I really liked the look of it when it first came out, which is why I baited for it. And I liked what I played of it. I paid for a little bit and didn't, and then like just stopped. And then I got back into playing. When I heard it was going free, about a month before, I'm like, it's only a tenner to like have a basic little subscription thing. So I'll get back into it first before it goes free. Unfortunately,
before the noobs arrive.
Yeah, unfortunately, the tide of noobs have arrived, and it has caused the service to completely not work. So they weren't really prepared. Yeah, nothing is. Everything's down at the moment. It might be up to it again today, but yesterday you couldn't get on. There was no hope of getting on.
So questions.
Yes,
it's free to play. Where are they make the money? So where are they?
Right.
Presumably there's some sort of subscription you can
Yeah, there is a subscription you can pay. You don't need it though. Like, you can play the game free, and it doesn't seem to really have a pay to win thing going on. I think a lot of the money comes from aesthetic things that you can purchase.
That's fine. I've got no objection against
GW2.
From what I can see so far, I mean, I won't state that as definite because things might change or they might not have revealed everything yet, but from what I can see so far, that seems to be the way it's going.
Nothing against that. It's when they charge you for weapons and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you pay to be better at the game kind of thing. Because the game has lots of aesthetic stuff going on. Like, it's one of them games that's got housing. And when you get your own house, and you can unlock lots of shit for it. Like the wallpaper, you could have little characters that work in your house and live around it. You can change the skybox for where your house is. Yeah, all sorts of different little things. So yeah, I think stuff like that is going to be more likely what you're paying for.
And all the people who were subscribed, and obviously that's gone free to play, have they got anything for
Yeah, I got some free little extras. There seems to be a few little extra bits and pieces.
Because there've been a few MMOs where it's gone free to play, and all the people who were subscribed and paid a lot of money into it get a little bit peeved.
Yeah.
Secret World kind of did that.
I mean,
but they did reward people for...
I suppose in a way though,
that's what you have to do.
I'm not sure if you have to do that really, because I don't think I'd be peeved, because I think, well, you know what, I've been paying to play it when no one else has been able to play it, so I got my money's worth in a way. Yeah, it's free now, but I played it like a year ago or a couple of years ago, so it's not that bad of a thing really. I'd say as far as MMOs go, it's my personal favourite. I wouldn't say it's the best, because MMOs obviously, it depends on what you really like, but I really enjoy it. I think it's quite a nice little game.
Can't agree with you on that one.
No, well, like I say, it's a personal preference thing, really, isn't it? MMOs are all vastly different.
I prefer one of NCSoft's other games. It was NCSoft.
Oh, it was NCSoft, was it?
Yeah.
Which other games do you prefer then?
Guild Wars 2.
Alright. Yeah,
I would rather play Guild Wars 2 than...
Yeah.
To be fair, Guild Wars was the MMO I was
the only thing for me is
I quite like Guild Wars 1, to be fair.
As to why I went with Wildstar over Guild Wars is aesthetically I found it more pleasing. I liked the theme, I liked the look, I liked the races and stuff, and it just like Guild Wars 2 does look like a good game. I'm not going to knock it, but just I didn't like the races didn't really appeal to me, or none of the vibe and the aesthetic didn't appeal much to me. I have to admit, I'm one of these people that needs style and substance. If a style doesn't appeal to me, I can't jump in. I have to have something that...
You might want to look at Guild Wars 2 now that the new stuff has come out.
Yeah, I did look. I looked into it recently, and it looks good, but I can see myself tired of it purely because MMOs. I have to say, I'm not really a great big fan of MMOs to begin with. I find them a bit grindy, but Wildstar suckered me in with how nice it looks and stuff, and I can keep playing it because of that, because it rewards me with aesthetic things. I'm looking at stuff and thinking, and the environments. One of the things you can have, because you get jobs like in Warcraft, but there's 4 of them, and there are less jobs than just extra little things you can do. Like you can be a scientist, which gives you more lore. So when you play through the game, you can unlock more story stuff. Okay. You could be a settler, so you can like basically unlock things on each map to boost your allies' various stats and things. Okay. You could be a fighter or a soldier, so you'll unlock more enemies to fight, like different boss battles and things that you won't get if you were the other ones.
Interesting.
So they get their own specific ones. The idea being so that when you're playing in a group, if one of you is a soldier, you all get to fight that boss rather than just and then you get the explorer, which is my personal favourite because I like exploring the worlds and seeing what everything's like, and I like all the different alien designs and everything. And that kind of appealed to me. I think that's why for me it's my sort of preferred MMO. Because I like that kind of thing. I do just like sort of looking around and that, and
that's why people like Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, I know, but the Guild Wars 2 stuff just doesn't appeal to me. It just aesthetically, I don't know. I think it's the cartooniness I like about Wildstar. I really like the fact that it's got that kind of cartoon that was, as Guild Wars does admittedly look really nice, but it looks kind of the same as some of the other MMOs, which all have that similar kind of style, which doesn't, I don't know, I just can't get into it.
Give you that.
Yeah, I don't mean it's exactly the same, but it's got like a, I don't know. I think it's the realistic-y look that it's got.
Yeah, I was going to say it's got more serious time.
Yeah, which I kind of didn't really buy into, but I kind of like the goofiness of Wildstar. I don't know, but for a free MMO, can't really complain.
Is it completely free or is it buy to play?
I think it's completely free, as far as I'm aware. I will look it up. Like, I mean, we could look it up now, I suppose, but I don't think it's buy to play. I think it's completely free, as far as I'm aware.
The joys of having another Xbox connected up to the telly. Is that actually going to open anything? Is that even a... No, you're not going to open up anything. You complete an utter cunt.
What was the job as a QA tester?
Do you want to do that?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Really? Really?
Yes.
Why not? I reckon you'd love it.
Involves playing the same thing over and over and over again.
If you do that anyway, like, you know, Far Cry and...
Shovel Knight isn't the same thing over and over and over again. Levels are all completely different.
Yeah. We've got a shovel.
And it's 2 different characters, so you play different characters. And one of them's free, so you get free update. Rather than your overpaid Ubisoft DLC.
Oh, appears to be played free.
I'm actually surprised that NCSoft managed to put a price tag on it to start with. Even give it a subscription to start with, seeing as Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2.
It did well though when it came out. It was really popular at a time. Like,
It lasted for the grand total of about 2 months and everyone shat over it.
well, though, when it did have a poor launch, but again, people did, when it got better again, people did quite enjoy it. And I think aesthetically, again, a lot of people bought into the way it looks, which I think appealed to a lot of people.
A lot of people just wanted them. What they wanted was hardcore WoW.
Oh yeah, of course they did, yeah. But, you know, I mean, it kind of does that. It feels similar to WoW in some ways. I prefer it to WoW though. I mean, I used to play Vanilla WoW, and I like Vanilla WoW, but again, Wildstar, the one thing I like about Wildstar is, even though it's an MMO, there are parts of it that don't feel very MMO-like. Like, unlike Warcraft, the exploration, you can explore all sorts of different stuff and find different things, which I quite liked. Yeah, no, it's a neat little game. But yeah, for a free-to-play MMO, I mean, it's at least worth looking at and seeing if you like it and giving it a go, and then if you don't like it, just don't go along with it. But I know MMOs aren't everyone's thing. They're not really my cup of tea, to be fair, which is why I kind of stick to 1 or 2. And that one just happened to be one that, yeah, I liked it enough. I baited for it. I enjoyed it when I baited for it. And now it's free. I'll just play it all to keep playing it, you know. Might as well. Yeah, it's a nice little game.
That's what I need to know about MMOs. When I played WoW, and someone walked up to me and said, "Excuse me," he said. I said, "Yes." He said, "Do you know how to change the setting for this?" I said, "Have it in the settings?" "No." "Have a look." "Oh, it's there, thanks."
Did you feel like a good Samaritan?
No, I thought this is why
if he'd have dinged his level up.
I thought myself, this is why I don't play them for people, because the people can't stupid.
But you might have made that person's day. That poor person that didn't know that the settings were in the settings. See, they never would have thought to have looked in the settings if you hadn't been there. Look.
Saved that person's life.
You did. You saved that person might have, they might have seppuku'd by the end of that. They might have just gone and done a puzzle in a paper with numbers and and died horribly. And it would have
horribly.
Horribly. No, they died horribly. But you saved them, Nick, look, by telling them where the settings were. You changed their life.
Survival of the fittest does not apply whilst Nick is around.
No.
He cares for his flock.
I was tempted to the old staple. How do I get set? If he'd asked how do I get set, I was going to do the old
System 32.
No. If he said me how do I get set, I've done the old staple. Press Alt F4. Actually, it was brilliant. That's one thing like Delphos Black Hawk Down. You can always tell the newbies because you go into server and someone would put on and say, someone would put in that Alt F4 to enable cheats.
Yeah.
And also you just see people disappearing off the server all of a sudden.
Yeah, there's your Darwin Awards, look.
Yeah. And then you're blocked.
Oh, yes. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the one thing I will say about it going free is, because I planned the PvP server, and the PvP server, the first number of areas, empty. Never anyone on there. They're all on the PvE server. So hopefully now it's gone free to play and like it's overloaded with people. Yeah, there'll be lots of newbies to pick on in PvP. That'll be good fun, won't it?
Just remember, the rule is anybody else is a noob except you. When you go on there, you're brilliant from the start.
Oh yeah, totally.
Even if you never played MMO before, you're brilliant from the start because you play against everyone else is an idiot who can't find settings. That's all you need to know about MMOs.
You should play it with us, Nick. We should play Wildstar. Look.
No.
Join in, Nick.
No.
Make a character.
Nope.
It's got a spaceship in it.
Well, no, it hasn't.
Do you know what? Yes, it actually has. And do you know if
has it?
Yeah, and if
I'm interested now.
And if you're on the character select screen and you haven't got a character, you've got a little spaceship. I'm not even joking. Look it up. Look it up. There's a spaceship.
I'll download the client and this better be true.
It's true. I'm not even joshing you.
If I find
this
out
is the thing. He's gonna go. He's take the piss. They'll actually do it. They'll go. Fucking hell, he's right. Yeah.
I will investigate this matter, and I will report back. And if I can play as a giant
Get YouTube on that.
if I can if I can play as a space sheep, I'll be happy man.
You can't play as a space
Oh,
sheep.
well,
there's a space sheep.
That's no good, is
on the
it?
screen,
I want to
and
play
there are
as a space sheep.
in the game.
I want to play as a space sheep.
You could play as a. You could probably. I don't know if you could give the Oran horns. You could give the Draenor horns. But
What? Well, let me play as a cow. That's the only thing about WoW. Let me play as a cow. I want to play as a space sheep.
God, can you imagine him on them touring RP servers? Jesus Christ.
Ooh.
Utterly terrible.
He did play a Tolkien, and then the rest of his friends played Undead.
Yeah.
I was an undead on WoW. I love the undead.
The whole lot of them got ganked. It was funny.
Yeah. That server was amusing because it couldn't really handle more than sort of 5 people at once.
The joys of.
You knew when everybody was saw of drawing up, also it'd slow down. It's like, more people have logged on.
Good old vanilla WoW.
Oh no, they're talking about private server.
Yeah,
Oh,
private
yeah.
server. Very special private server that someone set up.
Fuck, it was hilarious. Playing with a bunch of nubs.
Yep. Bucket plays a cow and all was happy.
The entire Undercity got slain by 2 people. It was great.
Bucket plays a cow and all was happy.
Wasn't a sheep though, was it?
It's a farm, not an animal. Close enough. They're part of the same group of family. They are related. The sheep are called ovines and cows are bovines.
There's sheep in this game. You don't have to play it though, but there's sheep in it.
Good.
I don't know why I'm telling him that, why I'm using that to convince him to play it, because it'll just end badly.
He won't play it. He won't even play Elite Dangerous for fuck's sake.
It's on my wish list on Steam.
And that ain't got sheep in it. Look, hypocrite, look.
It's roleplay.
Oh God, he's going to roleplay a space sheep.
That's why I like first person games.
That's
why I like first person games, because you can't actually see what you look like.
Isn't there a space sheep and Bucky O'Hare? I'm sure one of them is a space sheep. Not like one of the main dudes, one of the sort of side characters.
That's why, see, every game I play first person, I just pretend I'm a something sheep. Farcry, I'm an assault sheep. With hands. It is nearly 1 a.m. in the morning, so my brain has drifted. I will point out.
I'm giving up.
I'm not even going to ask where that's drifted to.
No.
Nick's sheep fantasies and games.
Oh,
Dear.
This sound up there is the one thinking it.
Yeah.
Right, it should be OU. There's a different animal.
Yeah. Right, I'm afraid I've got some disappointment. People being too sensible. There's no weird news.
Have you lost connection to the internet?
There's just been no. Everybody's been sensible. We're looking through it. It's all been boring stuff. I mean, I know it's not much different to normal, but it has all been boring. So nobody's been sensible. I thought I could make some stuff up.
Go for it.
The rest of the podcast.
Let's see. I'll get my phone up and I'm looking at it.
And let's see.
Okay.
Deus Ex is a good game.
Fuck off.
Because reasons.
A man has been arrested for supposedly stealing a toilet from a library. That's the best I can come up with on short notice.
Give up, man.
So I'm afraid no weird news, but hopefully we'll have some. Hopefully we'll have some idiots out there. Hopefully the Americans will get off their backs and start doing some stuff.
Must have been hard to find somewhere between C and W, W and C.
So, unfortunately, guys, we're going to have this intro out. No,
Unfortunately.
You don't intro out, do you? Outro? No, you don't outro intro.
You sure it's after midnight? Have you completely flipped your shit?
It is. It's near 1 a.m.
He's lost.
I have.
I'm the one out on fucking Iron Brew right now.
I've been at work all day. Brain goes mental. So, apologies for no weird news. Normal servers will resume hopefully next month. Soon some idiots out there do some idiotic things.
Next month? Are we skipping the rest of the month?
Well, no. Obviously.
If you're an idiot and you want to do some weird things, let us know.
Email us. Or come film you. So, I've been the Suffolk Graham.
I've been Bard.
Possibly.
maybe. I don't know. Close my eyes. Oh,
He's been barred.
Skazz.
So thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thank you.
Hey, we're recording. It's terrifying. Is the Zoom recording?
Yes, I have set the Zoom up this time. It is not Zoom. Sorry.
What's them show notes?
What
the fuck was that?
It's my clap.
No.
What would you rather me do?
Something with a bit more,
Happy?
You got such a girly clap. Okay, go for it.
Any harder, my hands will break off.
Cool. Play it at the same time as watching.
Vader Hypnotoad.
Oh, pardon me. Watch the Let's Play. Watch the Let's Play.
You're gonna start playing that backwards now.
Backwards. I'm gonna backwards mask it into the podcast.
Oh,
That's a big brother shit right there.
Mm. Is that illegal in the UK, backwards masking, or was it just in America it's illegal? Well, that would kill that conversation, isn't it?
When do we care about what's legal and not?
Well, because we live in the UK.
It's
None of
illegal.
America.
It's practically illegal to 1, use iTunes, 2, encrypt your own shit.
It is. I remember the irony in France insisted that BlackBerry make their software so it could be decoded by the French source secret service if you want to be too well encrypted, and then proceeded to insist all government officials don't use BlackBerry products because they're too easy to hack.
Did they make their own version called Black Beret?
Oh dear. The default desktop is just a white flag.
Being held by mime.
Well,
Or a mime holding a non-existent white flag with his eyes closed. Fucking hell.
Oh, is he wearing a sort of stripy shirt, a berry and hat and onions around his neck?
When you open your eyes again, he's an Elvis impersonator.
Oh dear. So, Farcry. Good.
you
Awesome.
can't recommend it and say it's fucking good anymore. Move
brilliant.
fucking
I'm
on.
trying to be fucking
He's got Alzheimer's, he can't help it.
Trying to move fucking on. Maybe it keeps distracting me with French jokes.
There's no need for you to go back fucking 5 years.
I'm trying
Stop
to end the
talking
segment.
Ubisoft, Black Beret. That's
Excellent.
cool. Chocolate. Chocolate.
What
again.
else
Oh,
is
God,
that?
how did you...
Skazz, what have you been up to?
Just get the apple icon on my head.
Let's try that again. Once Lucas recovered.
I'm trying.
Let's all go. That's what the outtakes are for. So Skazz, well,
It'll be alright on the night.
No one else will understand why I'm so happy about that, but that was fucking...
Oh, Dennis Nordell hobbling. Fuck. And Nick's made another one on the podcast. Here's the outtakes. He's dead too as well, look. Fucking hell, I can't get a break this evening.
Oh, shit.
It's the new reality TV show I should present at Celeb Cemetery. I'll fucking make millions.
Oh, fuck, I think we're going to have a seizure.
Day 35 in the Celeb Cemetery. Steve Jobs' cult has up and left him.
I just bit my finger.
Okay.
What, Skazz, have you recovered?
I don't know if I can, mate. I think we've gone so far down. That's it, mate. This has gone down faster than a cheap book.
Right. Just let the poor man recover.
Yeah,
Come on,
but
professionalism.
I know that the second I recover, he's going to say something.
I was going to say cheap and they get in fast. Fucking hell, sound good to me.
Come
Well,
on,
that's the
professionalism.
point. The cheaper ones are the gummier ones, and that's the first thing they do, son.
Pay him in meth, do you? Fucking hell.
Well, yeah, that's it, isn't it?
cult status, mate. I don't need to pay him or nothing.
You've already got them trained and ready to go, right? So
Apparently so. I didn't even know, you know. Like,
Right, compose yourself. Come on.
All I have to do is put a robe on, go down to B&Q.
Let him compose himself. And we'll get this next session done. Compose
yeah, before the timer runs out, 30-minute outtake.
He's dead as well, isn't he? Fucking hell.
Oh man, pro.
Right. So Skazz, what?
Shit, now you can't even fucking do it.
Okay. So Skazz, what have you been up to?
That was so composed, I was retarded. Shit. Try that again.
Okay. This is why we need. This is why we need a clappy board.
Don't try so hard to bring in the subject after it's just been fucking stonewalled.
Yo, Skazz, man, what you been up to? Yeah.
Yeah, man, innit? What?
Skazz, what you been up to?
I like the first take, to be honest.
Fuck yeah.
Look, that was perfect.
That was pretty good.
Why did you have to interfere? You know, this ran so smoothly last time when he wasn't here. We had intended conversations and debates.
I like the fact that he just went all street. It was good.
That was pretty rad.
Right.
Rad. That's what we should call him from now on, though.
Actually,
boy!
that reminds me of a bit of Steins Gate. The only bit in Steins Gate where the sub is better, Okabe, the main character, starts talking in jive to a street vendor.
It just makes me think of G-Fresh from Orgasmo. Yo, it's G-Fresh, my nigga! Is that Chinese guy that thinks he's black?
Oh, God. I haven't seen that film in years.
It's well good.
Right. Quiet. Quiet.
How long have we got left on the clock?
We've lost 4 minutes.
Really?
Yes.
Is that all?
Yeah.
I felt like an hour.
Right. No, compose.
He wasn't on that
Shush.
Apple Watch, was he?
Well, apparently, this one's mine, this next bit.
No, it is yours.
It
Put
is,
it in.
it is
Don't lie
mine,
to
yeah.
me.
It
Put
is.
this in the podcast.
Well, whilst I'm mode, have you played whilst I'm mode, have you? No? Guess not. Okay. It's an idle game where you play a bunch of stars and you live a very wild existence. You have to sing off other players. And it's called Wildstar because you have to do wild acts. The more wild they are, you sort of level up your abilities and you get more.
What
crazy
abilities
things.
do you have as a star?
Sing,
I know stars.
Guitar.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
drum,
I'm not.
ability not to have a mental breakdown.
The ability not to do a line of cocaine
And-
before going on
and-
stage.
Bang the roadies.
There's a feat for living past.
Banging the road.
Yes, and there's a feat for living past age 28.
Not the roadies.
I'm gonna say
Hey, well, you might be that kind of star. Maybe Freddie Mercury did. I don't fucking know.
completely dismissing all the women playing on stage
you
at that
can
point.
also raise your alcohol tolerance, Aussie, or your stoning
No,
tolerance.
Ozzy's fucking raised his tolerance to everything, man.
But anyway, it's free to play.
Except other people.
It's free to play now. You don't have to pay money if you want to have a record deal. In all honesty, though, I have no idea what the game is, but I do not know why my name's after it. I think I might have been my initials against something else, but wasn't paying attention to the screen and just put it at my accent.
And that is how pro this is.
Yeah. But yeah, Wildstar's a great game if you really want to be an idol. Anyway,
Oh,
onto
a
the
bit idol.
Anyway, onto the person who actually put it into the tone notes, which I'm guessing is my colleague here.
If I was an idol, I'd have fucking awesome pigtails.
That would be
Sune
rad.
Miku, eat your fucking heart out.
That's your cosplay for.
Oh,
The
mate.
next time we
I
go to
should
the
do
car.
Hatsune. Oh, can you imagine the amount of butthurt that would cause?
I reckon, seriously, mate.
Male, I'll keep the beard. I'll just dye the beard.
No,
teal.
mate, I
It'd be
reckon loads
awesome.
of people would love it.
Oh yeah,
Entirely.
oh yeah, it'd be amazing. It'd be great. Yeah. I should go to Japan
Yeah.
to Hatsune Miku. It'd be awesome. Nick, you should do it as well.
Oh, man.
Right. You happy with that?
I'll let you off on that.
Okay.
Let's just say you're not going to get a job as a professional sink slate anytime soon.
I have a clappy board. I'm going to get a clappy board.
You're going to get a sink slate so you can
Oh,
put.
do I look like a foot rest?
Yes.
No.
Only my sweaty feet. I've had all day at work.
Yeah.
You can probably,
Lovely.
yeah. But yeah, I'm going to
Every podcast that I've never mentioned it once, but now Kangsy's brought it up.
My lovely sweaty feet. Clappy board. Clip. Scene
Sounds
one.
good. Tap down to.
Scene one. Take one.
I expect like that old dude from It'll Be Alright on the Night to hobble on when you click one of them. Like,
Never seen that.
you never seen It'll Be Alright on the Night?
No.
Never had a childhood, mate.
I was too busy watching.
Documentaries and Open University.
Yeah, but yes, pretty much. I was watching Horizon when I was a child.
Is this podcast material or are we just gathering on for the sake of it?
It's alright, this has been the outtakes.
Oh yeah, we have
I'm
outtakes
going to
now.
get him to watch It'll Be Alright on the Night now.
Oh,
Which,
yeah.
funnily enough, is an outtake show.
Good.
Basically, this entire podcast then.